How's it going? Cameron here. Let me ask you a question. Are you considering starting a retail business, a store, what have you, and just wanted to know the cost, what you expect to pay before you actually dive in? Now, this video is going to basically give you an overview of what you would expect, most importantly, what you would expect to invest before you actually, take the plunge. Now, startup costs can vary depending on what industry you're in, what line of business, but operational costs are pretty much similar from business to business. Now, I've done some extensive research on this subject because, quite frankly, I had a thought myself and I was actually considering it in the past myself. Now, the costs can vary. They have an infinite range depending on who your demographics are, where your market is, what your inventory cost will be, and so on and so on. I mean, the parameters go on and on. Now, the best way to determine what your cost will be is to actually do a business plan. Now, this can take some time and effort. Trust me, I've done a few. But it will reveal your actual costs, what you expect to pay. I mean, and you will actually learn something. So it is good to do one. I would suggest doing one. A good rule of thumb is to add 15% to your actual expected expenses to cover any unexpected situations, if you know what I mean. Okay, now I want to give you an overview of what to expect. Now we're going to cover property rental costs. You need a property, it's going to cost you to rent it. Fixtures and utilities. Employees, of course you do need some employees, let you expect to do it all yourself. Advertising, that's a biggie there. Insurance, fees and permits, you need some insurance. And we're going to cover the advantages and disadvantages of opening a business. Okay, property rental costs. This is a must because you want to go out and search for a good location when you first start out with a business. Location is always the key there. You want to have high visibility with your retail storefront. Okay, because you want to basically get your brand out there and put yourself out there. You want people to be able to locate you. Okay, the cost could range from $800 to $2,100 a month, and that's with about 500 to 1,200 square foot of retail space. Okay, let's see next here. Fixtures and utilities. You're gonna need racks, hooks, shelves, computers, what have you, all type of equipment in order to run your business. You're also going to need office, janitorial supplies. You got to keep it clean because, presentation is a must. You're not going to show up at a dirty store and don't expect your people, your customers to come in and show up at a dirty store and shop with you. They're going to range from $200 a month to about $2,400 a year added to your expenses. Of course, you're going to have to pay utilities, lights, air conditioner, so on and so on. And that's going to range from $500 to $1,000 a month. Okay. Now keeping up with all of these costs we're doing. Write it down now. Employees. We're going to start off small. 2 part-time employees at about $7.50 to $8 an hour is going to run you about a little over $1,200 a month. That's roughly about over $1,500 or $15,000 a year. Now remember to add 10% for payroll tax, and you are the employer, so you're going to be responsible for 1/2 of Social Security and Medicare tax. Okay. Let's see here. Now, advertising. Now, this is a biggie here. Now, keep in mind, most advertising doesn't work. Okay, but it's something that you want to get your name out there. In the beginning, you want people to know who you are, where you are, and what you're selling. Low cost budget, run about $500 a month, $6,000 a year. On the high end, it's going to run about $1,000, $2,000 a month, roughly $24,000 a year. Okay. Now, insurance, it's a must. You must have it. It can vary You got to protect yourself from liability and loss, and it can vary from industry to industry depending on your region and your company. So you just have to call and do research with your local agents. Fees and permits, you got to have it. Runs about maybe $175 a month, could be more. Okay. Breakdown is going to include, you need an employee identification number. You got to be registered with the Internal Revenue Services. Okay. It's another name for it is EIN. Business permit, resale permit, and you got to register your business name. Okay, so all of those things cost. Okay, final numbers. How much does it cost to open a retail business, a store? Money, lots of money. On the low end, it's going to run you about almost $90,000 your first year in business. Okay, and though that's on the low end, because if you're talking about opening a franchise or a big store, it could cost you hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. You probably may have to take out a loan. Okay, let's say for example, you wanted to net. That's after all expenses, all inventory costs, employees, utilities, all operational costs. You wanted to net $42,000 a year. Okay, now with this little example, it's going to take you. You're going to have to sell almost $900 of merchandise a day. Now that's if you open 7 days a week in order to make that $42,000 your first year. Okay. Yeah, you're going to have to do some work, puts a lot of time and effort, but the end results can be quite rewarding if you do. If you put in the work, put in your research, put in your money, put in the time and effort. Now, keep in mind that there's a high percentage of the businesses out there. It's been tested and proven that a high percentage of startup businesses fail within the first 2 to 3 years. So that's something to put at the top of your mind. Okay. Now let's go with some advantages and disadvantages of owning a retail store business. Now some advantages are you are the owner. Okay. You can sell a variety of different products and services. You get free research and assistance from trade organizations. You get the satisfaction of something you building from the ground up yourself. You meet new people. You get to make the rules. You sell the merchandise you love and have an interest in. You hire and train all the employees, and you get advantage of taking advantage of holiday sales around Christmas time. Disadvantages: you got a large cash investment for your startup costs. It costs money to start it up before you even make a dime. long hours with little or no pay when you first start. You got no vacation in time. You're spending all your time trying to get your business up and running. You meet difficult customers, not having what your customers want. That's another big disadvantage. You got to deal with bounce checks, and I want to add something there. You got to deal with people stealing in your store. Okay. Having a lot to do. You're going to have to do pretty much a lot of the work yourself when you first start up. You're not going to have the money to pay someone else to do the thing. So the marketing, the buying, the bookkeeping, the research, you're going to have to do most of that yourself when you first get started. You also disadvantage you having to deal with firing, and disciplining your employees. Another disadvantage, you're going to have some months where it's going to be low in sales. So you're going to have to take that in consideration. Now, you're asking you a question here. Okay, what's next? What can I expect? Now, I want to introduce you to a very lucrative alternative. Okay, one that's going to give you high rate of return. You're going to have an extremely low overhead. The startup costs are very small. When I say that, very small. You don't have to deal with the employees to manage. You don't have to deal with that. Time freedom to come and go as you please. Thank you. Say, is there a Lord out there? Thank you. Now, and also, you're going to have a high level of training that works. We're going to train you. Okay. Now, we're going to give you a proven step-by-step formula that's going to have you in profit $100, $500 per day in less than 30 days. Okay. There's no guarantees. Some do it in less, some do it takes a little longer. But hey, if you put in the time and the effort, hey, we're gonna make it happen for you. Now, It's going to give you complete freedom to run your business how you want to. There's no recruiting involved to make a full-time income. Now, if you decide you'd also like to recruit, that's a very lucrative residual income as well. Now, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Cameron Robinson, and I would pretty much been in the same situation you guys been in. I gone to a full-time job, trading time for dollars. Okay, now this is what I'm able to do now. This is me with Minnie and Pooh, with my beautiful wife here, Shonda. We were vacationing in New York City over the holidays. And this is us here, downtown Times Square, and right here, we got up early that day. We went to the Today Show. That's something we always want. Well, I always wanted to do. This is a picture of us vacationing in good old New Orleans. We're getting ready to get on the Natchez to take a little cruise here. Oh yes, and this is here. We're pretty much downtown New Orleans enjoying the authentic music of New Orleans. It's great times. Great times. Now, I want to give you a little bit of proof there of what I'm telling you about works. Now, this is my PayPal account, and this is money coming in on a daily basis. Various amounts of what we're selling here. Okay? These are instant commissions that's coming into my account. Okay? And this is just a few hours time here. You just received another DSD commission. So this proof guys, this actually works. Okay. Now what's next? You asked the question, what's next? Now you can continue your research on opening a retail business if you're sold on that business model, or if you're interested and the business model that I use today that allows me to have a business and a life at the same time, then you need to go to this website right here, right now. www.thebestalternative.info right now. Now, keep in mind, don't go to thebestalternative.com. That's not going to take you to the right site. You want to go to thebestalternative.info. Click on, or you can click on the link below. You can call me, 205-240-7106. I'm here to help you out. I will see you at the top. Remember to hold your head up because joy comes in the morning.